What is happening? Let me mirror this real quick. I am live on YouTube right now. Wait, am I correct? I think I have the mirroring off. Y'all can tell me if this is A, B. I think I have the mirroring. Oh, Lord. I think I had it on. I think I need to flip it back. All right, I think that I'll wait until people show up. I'm live on TikTok. I'm posting this on YouTube. I don't know if I said YouTube, but whatever. I am live on TikTok. I'm waiting to see when anybody joins if this is correct. But today is in the second week of BAMA. Oh, good. The HOTUS. Can you tell me if this is mirrored or if it's correct? Does it look correct from A to B or A to H? Or do I need to flip the camera? Can someone tell me? Please. So, I am Chastia, and I am an AB negative, and I'm a very ancient soul. And I have been walking and rewriting collective timelines. It's backwards. Thank you. I have been walking and this for the collective. Is that better? There we go. And I'm gonna show y'all this. If you haven't been following along, then I did 33 last week, and it's on YouTube under Princess Chastia. So go check that out, because if you are not familiar with numerology at all, this might be easier for you. If you are familiar with numerology, then all the basic numerology codes that are being taught right now but aren't necessarily the 44-dimensional applications used in technology that the oligarchs and a lot of your ancient energies knew very well about the 44 phonetics. Because we are dealing with organic tech, and organic tech isn't supposed to be programmed with zeros and ones and numbers on its own. Why? Because in the higher phonetics, it makes physics and it makes charges. And what happens in the 44 is that the number becomes more like a movement or a sound or a tone. When we're done resetting the tech to the DNA as it was supposed to be done before they hacked into it and changed it, the program languages that we'll be using for the organic tech that really works with the body, connects all different technologies. Every single technology that you're on, you should have a single sign on. Like the whole system came in, put together, and was basically sold off for parts. This is also Telestai. If you look up the word Telestai, Telestai, it means the end, and it's the Bible. These 44D phonetics and the changes from the 33D to the 44, because when you get up to the 55th dimension, an L is no longer a number at all. It's just an angle. When you get up to the 55th dimension, it'd be like 2 is creation, 3 is a catalyst. It's not going to give you a number code. And so we've heard the story about how William Gates the story that they're telling you is that he went into the future and got the keyboard. But the truth is he went into the past and got the keyboard. Because the keyboard with the true 44D phonetics is going to be music. See, now we're getting somewhere. So when I talk about the industry and I talk about finance and I talk about, because we really went toe to toe with them the whole time. And, they knew these 44Ds, we were programming, and then we were programming over the 33, then they got the 44, then it was like, because everybody was going at it, and I had a bunch of people messaging me going, yo, Chastia, Rumpy Rump's got the 44 and you need to change it again. Well, I can't exactly just change it, because there's a reason that it was what it was to begin with, and then how it ended up in a 33 A1A Detroit Avenue. So we just kind of had to wait it out and keep going with it. And the thing is, when you're cracking these codes, be careful. I'm warning you right now. You want to cipher definitely your name. Definitely your name. Your name needs to be one of the first things that you cipher. And I'm going to show you. And use your intuition and in your story of what to cipher, because when you cipher it, it is gonna change it into a higher physics. Now, a lot of the people that follow me, this is exactly what you need right now, because the 33 energy no longer fits with your frequency. And remember, you're the computer. So I'm not telling you not to go scry names. That's what I call this, because it really is. It's scrying it into an interface in order to create a different language than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because in the organic, it's going to be, the code is going to be more like little a, big B, little c, 2152. Big Q, little r. And it's tones. And those tones work with your frequency to create. Okay? And so whenever the first thing you want to do is your name and your street address, maybe where you went to school, maybe your children's names, things like that. And I'm going to show you now how this works. So if you missed the 33, then basically the phonetics are, this is what BAMA stands for is Babylonian Masonic Ciphers. And if you know anything about technology, it's basically a whole bunch of interfaces, and those interfaces then predict what you're saying or write it in a different code language, but it's just a code language that's been decided by a whole lot of people that that's what it means. And that's what all your C# in Microsoft is. Now, you'll notice on here, this is the 44 dimensions. So these up here are going to be your highest frequency tones. Then this is like your middle layer. This is where M is, money, Pope, prison, all that. It's literally the middleman. And then your deeper sequences and phonetics are going to be on the bottom. So A is not 1. A is 3. Because this is going to go all the way down to the root. And just so you know, I could not start breaking A to 3 and programming it that way until just a year and a half ago. And I went all the way down to 0 point, like in every dimension through this. So when you use A is 3, it really does break it down to 3. Now, if you look at an A, there is 3 lines in it. And there's three atoms that come together. Okay? So A is not 1. It's 3. It starts as a trinity. And in its purest form, it's 1, 1, 1. Now, what you'll notice in places, if you are used to normal numerology, then B would be 2 and C would be 3. Because of the manipulation that was done down here in the alphabet, in Babylon, and in the languages, and what C became, which is all of your programming. I don't care if you're programming, if you're programming C++, if you're using Visual C++, if you're using Java programming, you're on a C++ infrastructure, you're using Python, you're in C programming, whenever you're programming any type of mechanical thing, a toaster, an ATM, whatever. C# is what's used for Microsoft, which I've already kind of gone over. And the thing is, C is literally your body. C is body codes. Now, this was one of the ancient things that 2018, this was an ancient key that came in, and then it was stolen by Axiom. Actually, it was stolen from me and paid $5 million from the guy that I figured this out with in 2018. And he got $5 million and he moved and lived to London. Whenever I told him and we figured out, it's ACB. It's not ABC. When we talk about the power of phonetics, the only way that you're going to have power with the phonetics is to really understand how the phonetics were made. And if you want to know the truth, all of these sounds were made by beings in space. So the very first energy, so if you're trapped in space, if you're in space, you have no bodysuit, you have no nothing. You just got floated. You are in space. And you're screaming, but you're in a vacuum. And you push all your might, but you're having to tune all of space to hear a sound. Hey. When the energy and the being around tuned it and pushed it enough off, try to make a B sound next. You can't. If you're going, ah, your mouth's open, right? Ah. B comes next. Now, you can believe me or not. I really don't care. But, whoa! I'm having to... My tripod went missing. I got one of these TikTok things. You can believe me or not. I don't care. I'm telling you that this is why I have so much power with these phonetics, because I understand how and where it came from, because it is Babylonian phonetics. If it wasn't that powerful and if humans didn't create it, then how the fuck is it controlling you? Now, what you learn in all of this is if you flip these two, you gotta flip everything else. In the wheel, whenever they... Oh, jeez. Crap. My tripod is missing, so I'm going to have to do this another way. Bang! It's 8:59. Okay, hold on. Let me just... I'm going to have to hold it. Let me flip camera. We're flipping it around now. We're doing it like this. Whenever they change 5 to 9 degrees of Leo, for instance, every single zodiac house changed at 5 to 9 degrees. Because it all works together and it all balances itself. When you're dealing with astronomy, you're dealing with the entire macrosity of it. You go macro to micro, not micro to macro. This is why the feminine has so much easier time seeing this, because we're used to dealing with bigger energetics, and in some senses it starts making sense to you. But if you're not used to dealing with macro energetics and you don't understand anything about force fields and forces that are connecting with you, then it's difficult. So A is 3. 1, 2, 3. But it's not 3. It's 3 ones. So in the second step, you would have to make that a 3. A B is 3. 2 is C, because this is your body, and 2 is a feminine number. 2 creates. I'm going to teach all that in week 3. D becomes 22. It's not 4. It's 22. 22 is a master creator number. E is 5 in the 33, but because of 23andMe and because of DNA manipulation, it's not 5, because 5 just means change. 5 happens all at once. Change. E, 23, has to go through the DNA count of 23andMe, because that's why it's 23andMe, is because they wanted you to change it, and they wanted to change, and they changed it in the data system with DNA. F used to be 6. It used to be 6. Now here's Fox. If I look all the way down, here's what we're going to be working with. But F is now 44. G is 7. Hasn't changed. H is 8. Hasn't changed. However, and I didn't write it on here because it's really advanced, and I wouldn't use it, so I didn't write it on here. So use 8. However, when you start understanding the divine feminine was 2, and you take 2 out of the H gate, then there are times that I will intuitively use H as a 6. So if this was a 6, it'd be 6, 7, 8. It goes backwards because it's, and I'm going to teach y'all what the numbers mean again next week, so that you can understand more firmly what these digits do in physics. Right now, I'm just telling you the 33 and the 44. Now, H, what happens in the middle, because you only have 2 9s, you have I and R. In the 33, I is ignition. And R is a motor. And that's why they're 9s in 33, but it's a different signature. I is a different signature than an R. Ah is a different signature than, but in space and in movement, that's why I mark it just as a dot. So if there's an I or an R, you don't put any numbers, you put a dot. And these dots reference a 9, and they reference an ignition, is how you read it. So from 8, we go, because there is no more 9s. It's just a charge. It's an ignition. So here's your 9. Now, if you missed the 33 video that I did, then now you're starting to see that this is a giant coil. Okay? And so you start with A, C, well, actually it goes like this. A, C, B, D, E, then you go ignition, then it comes down here to J, because J is a hook. Then it goes to K. Then it goes to L. Then it goes to M. So whenever you're coming down from H, it goes I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay? So J is 1. It is still 1. However, whenever I'm doing 44 stuff and a J is in it, I leave it J so I can read the sequence. This is why it's MJ12. M22 hook 12. M22 remnant star system hook 12. So on J, K, and L, a lot of the times I leave it J, K, and L until I get to the end. When I get to the end and I've already done every single number that I can and I still have J, K, and L and the 9s, then I revert it to the number. But it's easier to read the sequence to tell you what the phonetic is doing if you leave J as a J and you know it's a hook, and that whenever you go to purify the whole thing to a number, you're going to change it to a 1. A K is now 3. See how this is 32 and now this is 23. Okay? And then what's changed? 5. So like this is a 55. So these all flip. But K is a splitter. K is speaker wires. Those little speaker wires that go to the right and the left speaker that have those little thingies, and you wrap it around the little thingy. That's a K. K is a splitter. K also is 3, not 2. What do you mean? How could it be 2? It's 1, 2, 3. It's 3. This is 2. 1, 2, correct? So K is 3 and it's a splitter, and L is an angle and it's 2, because only a feminine is going to be able to angle and mirror it. Feminine energy creates. Everybody's got 2 energy in their body. I don't care if you're a man or a feminine. I don't give a shit. If the code is 232, then that's basically, and we could call 2 flower. We could say flower, because it's going to create, 2 is going to create a plant. It's going to create skin. It's going to create a body. It's going to create. 3 is going to break that shit up. So whenever we're dealing with Y2K, and what's Y? What's genome chromosome Y? So we're going to split it. We're going to take the Y chromosome, Y2, and then split it. That's Y2K. Well, Y2K was a complete reality hack. Now we know. But it was made to be reversed. It's basically what we're doing now. So L is an angle or 2. M is 22. Sagittarius, out further than Sagittarius, you have Ophiuchus. Some people call it Ophiuchus. This is the 13th sign. This is all this Babylonian stuff. This is what we held up there. Past Ophiuchus is the M22 star system. Now, M22 is the remnants. M22 more ancient than even Ophiuchus. Milky Way was made with M22 star systems. M22 star system is also holding PSINet, which is your internet. The more ancient you are, the more meta you are. This is why it's so hard for the elders to figure this crap out, because they want to stay in the dirt. They don't want to think about the tech. They don't want to do any of this, which is what kept them trapped, because the more ancient you are, the more you're showing up in bits all over the place and pixels. Because the more ancient you are, you're projecting from an M22 star system that never even moved. Now, we've gone down here, we came here, we got an ignition, we had a hook, we had a splitter, we had an angle, and then we got to M22. Now, whenever I flip back over here, what do I have? I had an N, is what I did have. I used to have an N, okay? And an N in 33 is what? 5. Now, when you're dealing with all of these angles and different layers in this, what happens is basically whenever you're doing 44D codes, okay, this N was abused so much because it's 1, 2, 3 lines. They were adding 2, taking 3, whatever. Every word that has N in it, it's like Renee. Renee's a great example. That's my middle name. And so that's motor, change, because E is change, N was change. So it was like they were at hen, men. I mean, these kept changing. So basically, whenever you hit 44D and you start doing these 44D phonetics, then what you're proving is that you know what you're doing and you can hold it and you can hold the change, because not everybody can. This is where you have to clear space. This is where you have to deal with your emotions. You literally, because now you're going to go change in, and when you change in, instead of it being really tall and it going up to like a 5th change, it falls on its side and it turns to a Z. So in the 44 phonetics, N is Z. Now here's the trick to this. When you turn it to Z, you got to walk it. If I'm standing this straight up and then I topple it over, because this one's tall, this one's toppled over, then whenever, because it's not, basically it's 5, but then I'm going 6, 7, 8. I got to walk 6, 7, 8, because whatever that N was changing, I just Z'd it. I just toppled that change, and every N in the 44 turns into a Z. And this is a Zazie even. And even, Annie, are you okay? Annie's really Azzy. Nana is really Zaza. Now, that's at the way bottom over here. Like No was really Zozo. Well, Zozo was an entity that lived in Ouija boards. So you're flipping it, and then you're like, okay, if you're like walk it and prove it. That's the only way I can say. Now, let me tell you, if you're on a street, let's say you're out somewhere. I did this a lot. It gets to where you don't even, this is all in your codes, and you just look at something after you do it a little bit, and your body breaks it down into the 44, and you don't even have to do it anymore. But if you're, let's say you're somewhere, let's say you're out and you're on Nancy Street, and there's some crap going down. There's some chaos. Literally, grab a pen. You can do it on your text, whatever. Put Z-A-Z-C-Y, and then do the numbers and watch. Because whenever you're on the grids and you change this from an N and you're Z'ing it, you're basically calling an N to the change and commanding a finalization. And let me tell y'all, this shit saved my butt so many times. I can't even tell you. Just by stopping and doing some words. Again, if you do this for a little while, it goes into your subliminal codes, and then your eyes, just when you look at numbers, you start breaking it down into these patterns, and then it creates like a lift up out of the 33 grids. O is still 6. P got blown up, man. P is basically percentage. I mean, I could even get down into what this 010 is, because it really kind of is like a 010. P becomes a percentage. So like prison, it would be percentage, ignite, kundalini, flow, change. Whenever you do the numbers in Japanese for percentage, what you end up getting for percentage is this: 3331333. So just like with J, K, and L, when I do a word with P, I'll do percentage. Then I break it down to this 3331333, which typically, unless there's another 3 in front of it in the word, is going to end up being 919. I'm going to get to this on week 5, Trinity codes. So some of this might fly over y'all's head. Again, this is going to be on YouTube again later in the videos. This is really difficult to teach, so I'm having to do it in stages. Q is 7. Now, QAnon, what's QAnon then? Because it's not QAnon. It's Q-Azaz. Q-Azos. What do you mean, like tapping in and picking up everybody's frequency as they're talking like on the line? Because it's what Q-Azos was. It was Zazazazazazis. It's not that QAnon is just basically like in whatever energy that's listening over the telepathy, is everybody's communicating back and forth in different interfaces and then coming on and acting like they're the being that knows everything, not the ones that they were listening in on. So Q is 7. We already talked about R. It's ignition. S is basically a 1 shrunk down, pinched, loose, like a gummy. It's like a plant that had a ceiling on it, and it started growing back in and on itself instead of 1 growing straight up. That's why an S is curved, and it is still 1. However, the best word for it that we have now is Kundalini. I don't even like this word from a Babylonian stand, but as far as the whole collective and what word we would consider for this, then this is going to be the best one. So it really is the energy coming through your body and circulating through your entire body. Not just a charge coming in. It's a flow movement. But remember, you're on the bottom. Okay? So S is 1 and basically Kundalini. T is now, because we had to do these flips. So T is now 3 or connect. Whenever I do codes and I use a plus sign, if I'm typing them for T, and basically T is a connection. It's also a cross. It's connect to the cross. So Kundalini, connect to the cross. What's ST? Christ. C, body. Bridge. Ignite. Kundalini, connect. If I add IA in, then I'm going to have to ignite the Trinity And then, I'm sorry, the N's not an N, it's a Z, right? Again, Azazi. I'm telling y'all, I'm one of them. I ain't like them. This is why they all wanted me dead. Because I'm over here telling y'all the truth. And the more of y'all that know it, the less this holds. You is a cup. You is like a holy grail. You is what? A C. A balanced C. You is a balanced C. It's just standing straight up. It's got a cup something. So you can use the word cup, which I mean collect. A U is going to catch it. A U is a cup. It's a jar. It's going to hold it. If I cup it and then I turn it, now I'm going to have to connect it. But U is a 2 and it's feminine. And the word is cup. V is 44. V is 44. Basically, U. V is just a Wicca, is a Wiccan U. U is a Wiccan, V is a Wiccan U. If you look at angelic sigils, they're all curvy. They don't have angles. Angelic sigils don't have very few angles. Most of them are all flowing in circles, or there's some type of flow to it. When you look at Wiccan sigils, they're all angles. They're all straight lines and they're all angles. But U and V are next to each other. But you can't have V without U. And here's our words like vampire. Well, vampires next to the cup. If there's no U, there's no V. If there's no source, there's no split. And it's 44 because of Fa. Fa. This is why it's father. Fa. Do, re, mi, fa. This sequence down here ended up because of all the manipulation with V being the same frequency as Fa, but running down here. So it'd be like, Fa, wait, let me see if I can even do it. Do, re, mi, wait, do, re, mi, fa. Let me try to do it on the lower. Wait. VA. Even the VA. Veterans. This is why they bury them all in cemetery plots like vampires. They do. We've had to free all the we've had to free all the burials in Virginia because of this. Because all of those beings that were buried at, they were charging the whole cemetery energy and all the death lines to make a fake. Then we flip to W. W used to be a 5. So all these used to be 5. 5, 5, 5. Well, like I said, we had to change this one to an 8 because they were abusing it. They was just changing everything. They were even changing the numbers and splitting them up to 23 and me to make it fit in their technology versions. And W is the opposite of E. It's 32. Plus it's 10 on top of 22. So basically, when you're going from M to W, if you add those together, you get what? 54. 54 is a 9. but W is 32. This is why it was W. This is why they called him W. They didn't call him George. They called him W. They wanted everybody saying W. But I'm sorry, W is just a W, right? Plus 10. X was the moon. This is how they used it. X, this is why Twitter is now X. This is why all of Elon's crap is X, because X was the moon. It was the X factor. Now, if you have an X in a word that you're doing, which you most likely won't, right? But when you do have an X, it really is self-determining. Like it's no longer 6. It's not 6. This is also why they sent 6 women into space. This is why X is in Texas. This is why all my exes live in Texas. This is why it's in taxes. X was literally the moon. So tax is connect alpha moon. Connect Amun. Tax. No shit. Amun Ra accounting from Egypt is what the entire friggin' financial system set off of. But it's valued by the dead people in the ground that came before them. FYI. So X, a lot of the times what I end up doing with X, because it's basically 11. And it is a feminine. So a lot of the times I'll use 2 to define X. I'll just undo it. And I'll make it a 2. But if I'm looking at a sequence and I need, and which I very rarely have to do, because you very rarely deal with an X, then I can, once you get good at this, I can change it to make it a DNA sequence or a Trinity code, which is what I'll be teaching you in week 5. But for now, I would use 11 to keep it pure and take it back to the feminine form. This is also going to break you out of hashtags, because a hashtag is just 1111. So literally at AT is an A plus. I mean, it really is a hashtag. Y is still a 7. And Z is an 8. And how does 8 connect Omega to Alpha? Because you're the 5 that's changing it. So 8, and then the 5 is a differential. Because whenever you're looking at this, it's like it's Babylon. So it jumps and it goes like this and it goes down, just like a spiral. Just like a spiral. This is how the dimensions are formed, through speech, through Babylon. I don't care what language you're in. Now, all the other languages that have their own little special characters, oh Lord, like we can't even get off on that. Like, because it goes 44 ballistic crazy. Especially Arabic. Now, take a screenshot if you haven't done it already. So you have this for your notes. Again, I'm going to upload this on YouTube whenever I'm done. So you can check it out at Princess Chastia on YouTube if you want to watch it again. Because I'm going through a lot really quick. I know this. It's really the only way that I can start. So let's do a word. Now, when you do your name, see how these codes look now? When you do your name, when you do it this way, what ends up happening is these number codes really, really, really stand out. Okay? So this is the word constitution. And if we look at, because the word constitution, and this is why, you know, cuss words are actually purer than what you'd consider linguistic English, civilized, it's all Babylonian. And the longer the word, this is why Yahshua's name, and then even my name is Sarah Damaris, is a whole page long. Whenever you're an entity or a deity attached, like, and this is why you're princess of whatever, or you're blank of whatever. If you've got duchess or sir or dame or any of those things added to your name, it's taken, if someone calls you that all the time, then if Diana, princess of whatever, that whole word that they use, if you wrote all of it down and then you counted how many positions they were for Diana, princess of whatever, then it's how far out in dimensions your name carries a bubble and holds. Okay? And what you're doing is getting this down to as small as you can of a number. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Constitution takes you, that word takes you out to the 12th dimension. 12th dimension, what's 1 plus 2? That's 3. So it's the 12th dimension that it's changing. And the feminine, the divine feminine, and the Giza plateau and the Queen's pyramid that does the body stuff with the cosmic energy is on the 13th dimension. So it's one right under that, but 12 is affecting 3D. C is 3. O is 6. N is now what? 8. Because this might as well be this. S is 1. T, connect. I, ignite. T, connect. Oh, looky, what is that? 2, connect. Ignite. 0. O is 6, and N is Z. So it's 8. How many positions do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're still at 12. Okay. Now, whenever you go to add, 3 and 6 is 3 apart. 6 and 8 is 2 apart. 8 and 1 is 7 apart. You want to always, it's physics. So in physics, it's always going to bind the closer it is to each other. So 3, 6, 8, 1 becomes, oh shoot, I forgot that 1 right here. Shit. Just realized that. 3, 6, 8. So that's 3, 1, 4, and then drop down the 1. Connect. So 3, 1, 4, 1. Connect. Ignite. Connect. I just dropped down the 2. I just dropped all these down because I don't want to mess with those, because I got to get these numbers down as pure as I can and these numbers down as pure as I can. So 3, 1, 4, 1, connect, ignite, connect, 2, connect, ignite. Then your 68 becomes a 14, because it is 14. 6 is the smaller number, so the 1 goes in the front. And 8 is a bigger number, so the 4 goes in the back. Now, this literally is the year 1968. This is 2014. This is 2005. Whenever you start, especially because there's an ignition here, and when these are standing alone like this at the end, when you do, not every 44 code's going to have dates in it, but a lot of them do. So now this has changed because I screwed up. This is going to confuse y'all now. I'm trying my best. Okay, I'm going to go over Trinity codes in week 5. But a Trinity code is the same number on the outsides because it's Trinity. What's A? A is 1, but A is 3. And these are Trinity codes. It was all set on 369. So whenever you see these numbers that have the same number on the outside and then a different number on the middle, and this could even be 1441. If it was 1441, you'd have to add 4 plus 4 and make that an 8 first. But we've got 3, so we drop down the 3. Now, what's 1 plus 4? 5. What's 4 plus 1? 5. So this is actually 355. Connect, ignite, connect, 2, connect, ignite, add the 4 and the 1, 5. Now we've got this down as low as we can. Now, 55 is a special case. 55 is a special case. And again, I'm going to go over this on Trinity codes. But since it's in this one, we're having to do it. 5 plus 5 is what? 10, right? But guess what? When you get to the 55th dimension, you can't go any further. You basically hit the you hit the dome and you mirror back down. This is why you literally as a human can't get past the 55th dimension without breaking yourself open and blah, 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 which we've had to do. And then if you get through the 55th dimension, and you actually survive, then getting back in is even more difficult, you know. So this is not like everyone thinks you just want to hit this real high frequency and keep getting higher and higher and higher and higher. And I'm here to tell you there ain't nothing out there, and it's lonely as hell. And you'll be the smartest one on the dime, but nobody will be able to understand you. Welcome to my world. That's why I'm teaching you all this stuff, so that you don't go too high. You merge where we're bringing the 5D down to the 3D, not the other way around. So whenever we're dealing with 55, because it's 10, well, I'm going to wait. Let's keep going. 355, ignite, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, I'm already there. So it's 3, this is 10, and now I got to mirror it. And these are a lot of the twin codes, and this is twin codes, and people, 1010, that's also Isis codes. 1919 is Isis, Iris, 1919, Lyra, 1919, so many of them are 1919, and 1919's a 101. Okay, so 55 in the 43, and then 44 breaks down to 1001. So this is wrong because I screwed up earlier. So that's 31001. Connect, ignite. Now look what I did here. We broke this down to as low to a whole number 5. Now I can start adding these because they're connected. So this 2 is going to go over here because this number is bigger. So the two little pieces are getting sucked to the 5. So you have 7. So 31001, connect, ignite, connect, ignite, 7. Three plus 1 is 4. Drop the 0, drop the 0. We don't know what to do with the 1 yet. So it's 4001. Connect, ignite, connect, ignite. Now what did I do here? Hold on. 7. I'm going to have to change this. 7. Now, 4001. What do you think we do? What do you think we do? 4001. We're going to suck this 1 over here with the 5. Okay? So this 1 is going to go 5 because we can still keep going with getting that. Now we've got that basically to the purest we can. It's 500. 500. Connect, ignite, connect. 7. Ignite 7. Now, this is all wrong. Interesting number code, though. Okay, 500. Now we've got 5 and 7 over here. And 5 and 7 is 12, right? It's the only numbers we have left in this sequence. Everything else is connect, ignite, connect, connect, ignite. So what's 7 plus 5? 12. Where's the bigger number? 7. So this code is 2. 2 here. Because it's where the 7 is. I'm sorry, this is kind of screwed up. Make it not. Now I've got ignite, connect, connect, ignite, connect, 0, 0, and then 12. The 2 goes here because the 7's bigger. The 5 is where the 1 goes. So 100. So the 100, literally, you know anything about the 144,000 and then how that's 1,000 beings and then 100 beings. So that's 100. Connect, ignite, connect, connect, ignite 2. Okay. We've got 1 and 2 over here. So where's the bigger number? 2. So what's 2 plus 1? 3. And then we pull these down. These stay 0, 0. 0 is a dimension. 0 is holding space. 0 is a circular motion in a space holder. So the zeros stay, the number comes over here. So 0, 0, connect, ignite, connect, connect, ignite 3. What did I just tell you A was? 3. Now that you got it down to this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dimensions. So we got it down to the 8th dimension. Now we're going to go back and just so y'all can see. T is what? 3. And remember, I is the ignition, but it is 9. I should have added that there. Sorry. So it goes 0, 0, 3, 9, 3, 3, 9, 3. Now, we got a lot of Trinity codes going here. This probably might not have been, for whatever reason, I chose Constitution and I just made it really hard on myself. Because here's 393, here's 393, here's 9339. So literally, there's three DNA codes in this. And I could, if you, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go complex as shit on y'all. So I'm just gonna take. Let me do another piece of paper because I'm running out of room. 0, 0. Sorry, I'm having to do this with one hand. 0, 0, 3, 9, 3, 3, 9, 3. 0, 0, 3, 9, 3. Oh, shit. 393393. 393393. So you've got a DNA code here, a DNA code here, okay, and then you really do have one here in the middle. So if what's 3? We go 0, 0. What's 3 plus 9? 12. Right? 2 is a bigger number. It goes where the 9 is. 3 is a smaller number, so the 1 goes there. What's 9 plus 3? 12. But where's the bigger number? 9. Now, when they overlap like this, because that's what I said, this is a hard one. So I'm just going to do it for you. This ends up being 969, okay? So then you would have 9 plus 6 is what? 15. But 9's the bigger number, right? So it's 51. Oh my God, this number. And then 6 plus 9 is 15. And then 1's the smaller number. 9's the bigger number. So it goes 15. Now we're going to do it again. 3 plus 9 is 12. 9 plus 3 is basically 21 because it mirrors it. See how it's it takes the 3 to the 4. Then you put it back together at 3. Then you get 2. Then you get 1. And you break it down slowly. But this constitution word is a dang mother effer. I've never done this one before. Now we've got 4 here. And then this is 2 here. So this is you've got 2 numbers that are the same. You put them in the middle. Remember, we've got these ones on this side. So we have to do the ones in the middle. So it's 1, 4, 1. And then it's 5, 2, 5. And 1, 4, 1. So now we've got 3 DNA codes, but see how they look a whole lot prettier now than that? Now we've got this beautiful 5, 5 again. So what's 4 plus 1? 5. What's 4 plus 1? 5. What's 5 plus 2? 7. What's 2 plus 5? 7. What's 1 plus 4? 5. What's 4 plus 1? 5. Now, what did we just learn? Let's see how many dimensions we're at. Well, let's see what this one was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. See how that thing grew? So whenever these start breaking down, it even hooks up above the feminine. It's like a sneak attack, and it's going in at the 14th in order to change it. It changed it because it broke out. This is what it changed. It changed your DNA codes. So here's 0, 0. Now, what's 55? 5 plus 5 is 10, and then you got to mirror it. What's 7 plus 7? 14. What's 5 plus 5? 10, but you gotta mirror it. Dang with this word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we're back to 12 again. But dead gum, we got another one. 1, 4, 1, right there. So now we've got 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 5, 5. 001. But dadgummit, we gotta do it again. Because there's another 55. What are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we're at 11D. But look what's happening. We're gonna get down to binary. This is gonna go 0, 0, drop the 1, 0, 0, drop the 1. 5 plus 5 is 10. Then we got to mirror it. 0, 0, 1. Binary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, there's the sneak attack in the Queen's Tomb. Binary star codes at the 13th dimension. This is where it starts changing your DNA structure. So now let's keep going. Let's finish it. So we've got 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. What can we add? Right there, there's 2. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. We got 2 zeros over here, 2 zeros over here. So this is physics. The 2, this 2 is a flower. So this is literally looping and flowering. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 on this side. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1 on this side. So this 2 is going to suck these guys in it. So it's going to go 0, 0, 0, 0, 4. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th dimension. Now we suck this guy over here. And look at what we got. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's on the 9th dimension. This is also like the 9, channeling the 9. When people were talking about that, the 9, well, that's the 9th dimension. The 9 is an ignition. So it's literally holding space in holding space in 1D, 2D, 3D, and 4D. It's changing 5 and 50 and 5D, and then holding space on 6, 7, 8, and 9 for the change. They had to hold all this space over here and all this over here to keep changing on what? 5D. This word that we just did was Constitution. And that one was really, really hard. Thank y'all for the follows. Now, this is where my name, and Brijatriv, okay, is my Chastia was my ancient name. Chastia was my hidden name. My Cavitz, Cavitz, is actually my, that's kind of like in Germany, whenever I was sacrificed a long time ago, it was in a Cavitz line, not Kravitz and not Cavill, but had to deal with all of them because basically whenever you have a name that's Cav, C-A-V, it's because you're from the Cavaliers. When you call yourself, any of y'all that have handles that are obscure crap, if you don't want to be that, you need to change your social handle. Because in the tech, you really are developing that as your identity, and the code is going to make you that if that's what everyone's calling you, even whenever it's just on a social. It's why you end up getting the name that you have. You know, like putting A and E together, you have to be able to hold it. Putting GH together, there's not a lot of names that have GH together, but there's family lines of a lot of history to be able to hold a GH, to be able to hold an OU, to be able, this is why the family names are this way. And that's what I'm going to be teaching y'all in the next couple of weeks on Wednesday and Thursday, because right now I'm just showing you the cipher codes, and then we're going to get into more of what the numbers really do in physics. So B is 3, ignite, 7, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, connect, ignite, 2, 3, and V44. So then that's going to get me to 3, ignite, 7, 323. 323 is a divine masculine code, but it actually is the moon. 323 is the highest divine masculine code, but it is the moon. Ignite, create, ignite. So it's like in your bubble, in your body bubble, and if you're looking at your energy in a bubble, there would be 3 on the outside. On the inside, you'd be 2, and you'd be 3 on the outside. Well, 3 is catalyst, so it's catalyze, can grow, because 2 is going to make it form, and then catalyzation on the outside. But the masculine, in a masculine form, you're catalyzing the energy. That's why the 3s are on the outside. Whatever you're changing in your reality from the catalyzation is changing you in the 2. The feminine codes is 232, and it's the sun. Because the feminine is the sun. The sun, 2, creating the sun, the plasma that you're seeing fly off, that's the plasma. The feminine's creating the plasma. She's squirting. That's what I want to say. On the outside, but then blowing off that energy, creating something on the outside is catalyzing her in the center. So it's like all the creation is what catalyzes the feminine. The masculine is catalyzing the reality and changing because of it. Those two numbers work together, and that's 555, and then 555, that's your Egyptian codes. That's because the feminine and the masculine merged in together. 323, you're the sun and the moon, right? 555. So 7323, connect, ignite, 58. That is 1958. 1958 is when nuclear was made. 1958 is whenever NASA was made. So now I've got 323, right? Well, if I drop my 3, here's my 3, ignite, there's my 7. Now how'd I get that? Well, what's 3 plus 2? 5. What's 2 plus 3? 5. Now, but it was 323. So what's the bigger number? 3. So it's 1001, the same as a normal 55. 323 is. But 232 is going to be 0110. That's the only difference. So when you're looking at binary codes, 1001 is a masculine. 0110 is the feminine. Connect, ignite. What's 5 plus 8? 13. 2013 is when my company was stolen. To be exact. Your 3 drops, ignite. What's 7 plus 1? 8, 0, 0. Drop the 1, connect, ignite. What's 1 plus 3? 4. Drop the 3, ignite. What's 8 plus 1? 9. 9, 0, 0. That space is gone. Connect, ignite. 4. 3 plus 9, 12. The 2 goes under the 9 because it's the bigger number. So now we finally get rid of that 3. We're down to 1. 1, ignite. 200, connect, ignite. 4. This is Spica. Spica energy is 200 Puritans, and the 200 burned at the witch trials because it's the same 200 souls that are connected into the planetary and cosmic creation cycle. Now, what's 2 plus 1? 3. So we lose our 1 here. Ignite. 3, 0, 0. Connect, ignite. 4. Well, 300 army. That's what we're activating right now. It's what I've been putting back together. Ignite. Now, this 4 over here, 300 plus ignite 4 is going to be 304. So ignite 304 plus ignite. 3 plus 4 is 7. Ignite 07, connect, ignite. See, now I don't have any more numbers. It's when I got married. It's when I got hit by a car, and my car spun around in front of Beale Bank, which was Trump's bank, and that's Andy Beale. He's Ross Perot's neighbor, and they were a client, and I was on the way there, and they hit me with an F-150 going 60 miles an hour right in front of it, July 2007. Spun my car, and when they did, they spun the sun and gated all the new collective energy in Plano, Texas. See how these dates go in there? Like I didn't even consciously, when I chose this name, I didn't even do the math. So now we go back and we drop these to get a pure number. So ignition 9, 0, 7, 3 is T, 9. So then that becomes 7 plus, because this is 9, right? 9 plus 9 is 18, but 1 and 8 is 9, so that's 9. Then we have 0. Now what's 7 plus 3? 10. Where's the bigger number? 7. So 10. And then 9. So now we have 90109. What's 9 plus 1? 10. Drop the 0. What's 1 plus 9? 10. But where's the bigger number? 9. So it's backwards. So then you end up getting 10001. What is physics going to want to do? It's going to want to take these bubble liners on the outside, and it's going to suck them in, and it's going to create 2 in the middle. 00200. This is basically the physics of a flower. If you have space, and then you're creating from the third dimension of space, then you're making a flower with petals on each side. Ironically, y'all can stare at Cancer for a second. This is this is cell regenerative. All my blankets on House of coCHEE have physics and the colors in them. It's going to blow your mind how we're about to use these and how we're using them now with healing. Ironically, whenever I did that, on the 2nd, we have a 000200 day. And on Friday the 6th, we have 00100 primer day. On the 4th, look at it. 060606. That's space flow. I'm a week ahead. This is the day my car broke down and everything freaking went crazy in my world. Although I'm not really tripping out about it, because I think I just needed to be in a different place. I needed to get off that grid. I needed to move, whatever. But all these number codes are physics numbers that are breaking down for each week. I'm just showing y'all how this one happens to be lining up with some stuff. Almost. This one too. So the 6th and the 7th. So, I know that was a lot. I know you probably don't have it down like perfectly. It is, I'm going to put this up on YouTube, and then this is week 2. On I normally do these videos on Wednesday, but this 44D, man, from the 33, I'm on the grids right now in Vegas, and when we did those 33 codes, and y'all did the 33 codes, and then we did the wash on Saturday, it shifted everything in my world, and I knew it would. And it's helping all of us, but it still shifted everything. So in the 44D, it's you got to stay way in the flow. So normally I come on here and do these things on Wednesday. Tuesday is when we talk about what needs to be done to expand in your energy field in order to be able to do these. So please watch my YouTubes. It's just a little consciousness. It just explains just a little bit. I know everybody just wants to break open the math and go crazy, but the truth is, like, when you understand how this works, you have to clear your space and you have to open up to allow the change to happen. And if you don't have that space to change, then you're not gonna like me when you do these. You'll probably end up loving me in the end by the time you're done with everything. And you know, if you're not opening up your space, then before you do these, and if you know that you haven't been clearing your emotions and your consciousness and and you just start doing these 44 codes, and it's going to create a lot of towers. That's because it's going to change you quickly. Now, if you're a warrior, hell yeah, like me, then, you know, because it's like, just rip it off, just get it over with, is basic. And I didn't have time whenever I learned this, so it's how I had to do it. But to be responsible, you want to at least hear the consciousness of what I'm telling you and what's involved with it, so that whenever your reality starts changing, then you know that that's what it is, and you can react appropriately instead of going, I'm getting attacked. Because no, you're not. You're not getting attacked. You just changed the physics, and now you're in a dead zone, or you jumped up in somebody else's backyard and they got a football game going on, and you just walked in the middle of that football game and you didn't know, and you got hit in the head and the whole team came after you, but you didn't realize that you just blipped yourself in the middle of a football game. Okay? Is an example. On Saturdays on YouTube, I'm doing those live on YouTube, and please go back and watch The Wash. The Wash, we're changing these. I have a group of healers. We're getting healing online for you guys, and we're getting the website set up so that you guys, because we really can heal from disease, mental health, all these things with these tools, and explain it to you. And the stuff we're doing is amazing. The Wash, we walk you through that space that I'm talking about in order to flush your energy and etheric fields, and then we're slowly streaming in different colors and energetics so that you can get a good idea and read on what that energy is whenever we do it. The 33 Wash freaking worked. My whole crew has felt it over this week. We have had numerous, and the reason that we're calling it the Wash is because, and I'm going to end it after this. If you're a mobster, or if you're Hugh Hefner, like my car is over by Hugh Hefner Drive. My car did not want to leave Hugh Hefner Gold Coast. It's like, you go over there to Fremont, I'll stay here. And I'm like, okay. Whenever you drive into Vegas, if you've ever driven into Vegas, you pass by some little creeks on the way in. I don't care what direction you're coming into Vegas. I don't care what road you're taking it in on. There's going to be these little creeks that you pass over when you're driving into Vegas, and they each are called a wash. And they're there kind of like the original smart city. They're there because of the ownership in the Babylonian infrastructure and how Vegas was set up on DNA. So if you know what you're doing when you're driving into Vegas, what they were doing was either blowing up or collapsing their etheric field in order to get into Vegas and do whatever the hell they wanted to. Then whenever they drive out, they use the washes again. Anybody wants to open up a nightclub and go in with me in Vegas, let me know, because we're here to change the frequency of Vegas. This is an energy city, always was. And it shouldn't be Sin City. I dance too. I love to dance. I love to dance. I can do it with you. Freaking hit me up, man. Hit me up. I'm here right now. We're like high energy. It's like there I know that there's some hotels and some groups down here that are looking for ideas and getting high energy people into Vegas, because we all come to Vegas, but we don't gamble and do all that stuff. We do other stuff. Whenever you understand how to utilize Vegas, then you'll understand why they're in residency. So, I love you guys. I hope this helped. I'll be back on Saturday. Please watch the washes. It's like a 30-minute walkthrough. It's a meditation. You don't even have to look at the screen. Dawn's doing it with me. She's a chiropractic neurologist. Like, trust us. This stuff works. We love you. We're here to help. coCHEE32.com if you want to get your 22, which is all of your colors and your planets. We got it for $22 right now, and it's a brilliant report. We just started it, and it's going to be like a prerequisite for all of our healing, so you can get that and then save in the future. Love y'all.